What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Gregson and welcome to Shifting Lanes. As you can probably see behind me, it is wretched outside, so it's a perfect day for Aston Martin driving. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update as to what's going on with this car. You haven't seen this car on the channel in forever. I also want to give you an update of the V70R, what the progress is with that car, with the bodywork, as well as give you my 5 things that I really truly love about the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, and just take you for a drive this morning on my way to work. So let's hop in, let's get going, and let's have a little bit of a chat. I'd like to remind all of you that all of our videos are sponsored by FCP Hero. If you'd like to check them out, click the link in the description below or follow them at the website that's flashing below me right now. It's www.fcphero.com. They are a European parts supplier to you guys. They have a ton of amazing OEM parts as well as some aftermarket stuff. You need to go check them out if you have a European car such as an Audi or a Jaguar or a Volvo or anything like that. So go check them out. They've been a huge help to us getting this channel off the ground, so thank you to them. Any shipment over $49 from FCP Hero gets free shipping, and to go check out their lifetime warranty on any wear items. Yes, that means if you have brakes that wear out, you can send them back and they will give you a pair for free as long as you own the car and as long as that part came from FCP Hero. So go check them out. We buy parts from them even outside of the sponsorship, and we love them. They're a great company, so you need to check them out as well. You're doing yourself a disservice if you don't. With that being said, let's get right into a couple of things about the channel. First and foremost is I want to talk about this car that I'm driving. This is my 2007 Aston Martin V8 Vantage. Now, if you don't know this car or this channel, I purchased this car from Tavares, who's a huge YouTuber now, who purchased it from Doug DeMiro, who's an even bigger YouTuber. So this is a 3rd gen YouTube car, and we've done a couple of really cool things to it. You should click the card above me to go check out the whole playlist. We've wrapped it blue. We've put brand new BC forged wheels on it, courtesy of Rich over at Red Pants. He helped with the fitment, and we put Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's on this car for optimal summer grip. This is clearly not a summer day. It is 42 degrees here in New Jersey. I'm still on summer tires, and I'm in a hand-built British exotic sports car. So it's not really ideal conditions to make this video, but we're soldiering on and we're gonna make this video for you guys anyway. I do actually kind of like making these videos about the 5 things I love, 5 things I hate, and I haven't done one about this car, and I've owned it for almost a year. I'm going to make a yearly report video where I go over all the costs, go over everything that has gone wrong with the car, everything that has gone right with the car, so stay tuned for that in the coming weeks. But I wanted to go over the 5 things I love today because there's so much to love about this car. It is unbelievably fun to drive, and let's get right into it with the first thing. And I can't quite put my finger on it, but yeah, it's how it sounds. It is absolutely ridiculous. If you don't know the channel, again, Tavares had this car and he put a X-pipe, basically replaced the mid-pipe, put an X-pipe, a Fab-Speed X-pipe on it. It has the stock muffler, but he also pulled fuse 22, and that basically gives you party mode all the time. This thing is loud, but also a little quiet around town, which is nice with the stock muffler. It just sounds so amazing at wide open throttle. And I mean, there's not much else to say about it other than this may be one of the best sounding V8 cars ever made. It is such a blast to drive, and it just sounds amazing even at low speeds around town. So that's just shifting at 2,500 RPM. It sounds epically subdued around town. Like, you know there's something about to happen. And then when you put your foot down, it just screams. It has this, you hear about the throaty V8. This is such an epitome of that phrase. It's throaty, it's growly, it's raspy. All you hear is and it just sounds awesome. So the first thing I love, yeah, the way this car sounds is easily one of the best sounding cars I've ever owned, along with the Volvo 5-cylinder. But I think it's one of the best sounding cars ever made. Second thing I love about this car is how it looks. This is one of the best looking cars of all time, hands down. You cannot get much better than British Aston Martin design. It's just so staggeringly gorgeous. I'm really getting into design of cars these days. I made a video with T. John Mayer, who was the exterior designer of the Volvo V60. That's the new wagon from Volvo, and it is one of the best looking wagons, if not best looking cars, made in the last 10 to 15 years. It is beautiful. I think the exact same about this car. This car was designed by Aston Martin. I believe this was made by Callum, who has penned so many beautiful cars over the years, including many Jaguars and I believe the F-Type. So it's along that same echelon, and it is just gorgeous. There is not a bad angle on this car at all. Whether it was wrapped blue the way I have it now, or when it was silver, everything about this car is beautiful. The only thing that I would say I don't like about this car as far as aesthetics were concerned were the original wheels. Now we've replaced those with, I think, better looking wheels than the standard wheels, but even with the standard wheels, the rest of the car is spectacularly gorgeous. There's no bad look to it. This is one of the cars where you walk away and you look back and you're gonna smile every time, because I definitely know that I have. It's just such a fantastic looking car. Third thing I love about this car is how this thing handles. Stock form, I actually haven't driven this thing in stock form because Tavares also fitted this car with BC Racing coilovers. Now these are the prototype coilovers for BC Racing, and you can purchase them through BC Racing and through Richard Red Pants, who I believe helped develop these. And they made a deal with Tavares to basically put the prototype on this car. So I've never driven on the stock suspension. I've ridden in a car with stock suspension, and I can say that this car is a little bit softer as far as ride quality, which is good, but it's also sharper as far as handling. So you're getting a better ride with better handling, and that's, I mean, for an enthusiast, that's the best case scenario. So I think that this car handles spectacularly well. It's a two-seat, short, British racing car, British sports car. So, I mean, you're not gonna have a bad time in a corner. Fourth thing I love about this car is it definitely turns heads. If you didn't watch when Doug DeMuro owned this car, he made a video about the Aston Martin not turning heads compared to his Ferrari 360. Now that was 100% a staged video. Spoiler alert. However, whenever I've had this out on the road, every single time, it has been an absolute head turner. And I didn't buy this car to turn heads. I bought this car to enjoy, but it's really cool because people do come up to you and people do talk to you about the car that you own, even if it's, you know, not exactly a cool, sporty British sports car. I've had people come up to me and talk about the Volvo. They said it's beautiful and they really liked it. But the people that come up and talk to you about this, they seem to be real enthusiasts. Even a mom and her kid a couple of weeks ago came up and said, yeah, this is an amazing car. You know, my dad used to have one when I was a kid, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. Her dad had like a DB7, and it was just really, really neat to talk about this car with her and other people that have come up to me. No one, not a single person has come up to me and said, oh man, is this daddy's money or anything like that. It's always been incredibly cordial, super fun, great conversations with people at either the local coffee shop or at a meet that I've gone to or anything, even just at the gas station. So I love that this car brings out the enthusiast in a lot of people and lets them talk to a stranger about a really cool car. The fifth and final thing that I love about this car, and I'm gonna do this because it's reliability. Don't brake, don't brake, don't brake, don't brake, don't brake, don't brake, don't brake. I gotta say, at least for this car, it has been absolutely flawless as far as mechanical reliability is concerned. There are a couple things here and there that have gone, you know, not necessarily great. The K40 alarm system in here totally broke, and it was beeping incessantly, and it was just terrible sounding. Granted, that's not a fault of Aston Martin. It's still an electronic foible that I wanted to mention. This window, it was leaking over here. I had that fixed. Now it's squeaking. The back hatch was leaking. I had it sealed from the inside. Actually, then that was logged by Doug DeMuro, one of his videos on his, I believe, road trip up to New Hampshire for his Nokian tires. So yeah, I had that fixed. I do get some indicators on the dash sometimes where the hood will be open. The hood's not open. So there are some, you know, electronic faults, but again, this is a British hand-built car. However, the rest of the car has been utterly fantastic. 6-speed manual transmission, the engine, everything else, flawless. Nothing but one oil change all year long. I've put 4,200 miles on this car, and it has not had one single problem mechanically yet. And that is astounding to me, because you always hear about British sports cars or British cars in general. Oh, they're so unreliable. Oh, it's gonna be in the shop more than it's on the road. Well, guess what? That's not true. I have been daily driving this car off camera 3 to 4 days a week, literally all year long, and it has been such a joy because it hasn't broken and nothing's been bad, and it's been reliable. And when the Subi and the Subi and the Volvo got smashed, this is my daily driver for like 2 weeks straight. I had a Camry, but I mean, that was free, and I'm gonna drive this as opposed to a Camry, so whatever. I'm kind of shocked and really pleasantly surprised as to how reliable and how awesome this car has been over the course of the year that I've owned it. I'll have owned it a year in January. It's November. So yeah, the reliability of this thing is honestly very, very shocking to me. And you know, Freddie Tavares said it was reliable. Obviously, Doug took it on a 20,000-mile road trip across the country, and he didn't have many problems with it outside of like these, you know, little things here and there. So I mean, if you're looking for a pretty affordable, around $40,000, $45,000 sports car, maybe look at a 2007, 2008 Aston Martin V8 Vantage, because you're gonna probably have a decently reliable car, whether you get the 4.3 or the 4.7 engine. So yeah, big thumbs up to Aston on their mechanical prowess. That will do it for this video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and if you want to check out more of our videos, you can click any of the links in the description below. That's to all of our playlists. You can also click right here if you want to see more about the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. You can click right here if you want to see more of our videos in general, and you can click over here if you want to subscribe. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you next time. See ya.